Hi everyone, this is Peter Scove at Music is a Journey, and I want to tell you a little bit something about this album here. This is called Crystallize, and it is by a band called Tokyo Shoegazer. This was released back in 2011, and what I have here is the 10th anniversary edition from 2021. Comes with the original 7 tracks as well as 7 bonus tracks, which are, well, let's see here. They're basically studio sessions of exactly the same tracks. No, I want to talk about this. So, first of all, I heard about this album in the same week. It was first, I think it was Richard S. who introduced, was it Richard's Vinyl Tap House now? He introduced this album in one of his videos where he was talking about some of his favorite shoegaze and dream pop albums. And then a day or two later, I happened to watch a video talking about Japanese shoegaze bands, and they mentioned this album. And I think there was a special emphasis on this one here. This one being, I don't know, one of the most important Japanese shoegaze albums out there. And I thought I would like to check it out. But when I did a search for Tokyo Shoegazer, typing in alphabet, I couldn't really find much about this except that it was either really expensive or unavailable, mostly unavailable. And I almost thought I have to give up on getting it. However, a couple of days ago, on a whim, when I actually had to order something from this one website, I thought, let me just check to see. I'm just going to, take a look. And if it's there, let's see. And it was there. It was there, and for a very normal, reasonable price. And even though I'm not supposed to be ordering CDs right now, I ordered it. Now, there's something that's very interesting about this because when I got it, nowhere on here does it say Tokyo Shoegazer, at least not in alphabet. There's something else written on here, and that is the actual kanji name of the band. So this I found really amusing. And once I explain it to you, I'm sure you'll find it amusing too. So let's take a look at the name of this band. So first of all, the name is represented by 5 kanji characters. The first 2, this is Tokyo. All right, so Tokyo, and the actual meaning are of the characters are east and capital. So Beijing is the north capital, Nanjing is the south capital, and Kyoto is just the capital precinct district thing. Anyway, so this is Tokyo. Now, next, I want to take a look at the last of the 5 kanji here. This is read as za in this case, and it means a seat, but it's not a seat as in like an actual physical seat. That would be this one here, which is seki. Now, in this case, seat means like a sitting place, or like, for example, the actual verb form of this is this, and this is suaru, which means to sit down. So this means like a seat. If you can imagine a large room or a large place like a hall or something, and then there are different groups of people. These people belong to different groups, and one group is sat over here, and another group is sat over there, and another one is over there. This would be like the seating place of these groups, and that's exactly what that za is meaning in this case. You also find it used in a word like zabuton, which means a floor cushion for sitting on, and you'll also find it in seiza, which means constellation of stars, a group of stars. So thinking about it as a seat, but seating position for a group, and it can also simply be thought of as a group then by this means. This was told to me also by a student of mine, longtime student of mine, who is now in his mid-20s and working. He's done theater work, he's done voice acting work. So he told me that when he was working in theater or in his school, anyway, where they talked about, they had like theater classes, he said that some groups of actors, or let's say like a troupe of actors who went under one name, would use the name of their troupe followed by za. So it'd be like the something acting troupe or whatever, or group. So think about it like that. So in that way, using za at the end of the name here is actually really appropriate because it then identifies that this is a something group, the Tokyo something group. Okay, let's look now at the 3rd kanji. And this one here is just shu, which means rice wine. Nihon shu is Japanese rice wine. So we've got the shu and we've got the za. Now, the last character to talk about is this one here in the 4th position. And this one here is a bit of a stretch. So, first of all, let me read out the whole thing. You would read this as Tokyo Shoegazer. I'm sure you can see where this is going now. Shoegazer sounds an awful lot like shoegazer. This is a practice called ataji. This is where you take kanji and based on the pronunciation of the kanji and also usually the meaning as well, you put it to a name of a foreign word. So the common practice these days is just to use the katakana syllabary for foreign words. However, in older times, what they would actually do is put kanji for a foreign name. And you can actually see this on the island of Hokkaido in Japan, where it was formerly the domain of the Ainu people, and all place names had Ainu names. And so when the Japanese took over the island, they applied kanji to the place names and chose kanji whose pronunciation was very similar to the Ainu people's pronunciation for those names. So anyway, like that. So anyway, this is a case of ataji, and once again we have Tokyo Shoegazer, which sounds like Tokyo Shoegazer. But it's this fourth character I want to talk about because there's quite a stretch here. You see, this character is not read as get. Normally, in a group of characters like this, it would be read as to. So actually, it would be like shutoza. But this is actually also in its verb form. This is haku. And where they are getting the get pronunciation from is probably a related word, and that is this one here, which is gero. Okay, so now we can start putting this together. See, gero actually is the noun form of vomit or puke, if you like. And the verb form here, haku, means exactly to throw up. It's not quite to vomit because you can also haku other things such as pent up frustrations and that sort of thing. So it's not necessarily vomit. When you put the set together, like gero or haku, exactly it means to throw up, vomit, or puke. Uh, so you can see what's happening here now with the name Tokyo Shoegazer. What they are saying is they are the Tokyo rice wine puking group or Tokyo rice wine vomiting group. The interesting thing is that even the kanji for haku is composed of the characters for mouth and earth or dirt or ground. So exactly from the mouth to the ground. And as you can imagine, when you are sending something from your mouth to the ground, you are probably also looking down, um, as shoegazers are supposed to be doing when they're looking at their feet to touch all the pedals on their pedal boards. When you are also throwing up rice wine, you're also looking down towards the ground. And so very appropriate then. So there's actually real amusing humor in this title, this Tokyo Shoegazer for Tokyo Shoegazer. So, long explanation. You just had a bit of a Japanese lesson there. Okay, so anyway, that's it, and it's still in the wrap. I just brought it home today there, so I'm going to get that into the computer here and give a listen to that pretty darn soon. Well, tomorrow morning. And while we're on the topic of Japanese shoegaze, so I said there was a video I saw introducing Japanese shoegaze groups, and one of the other groups I heard about is one called Luminous Orange, and this album is Drop You Vivid Colors, which is the recommended album to listen to by them. Again, when I first went to search for one of their albums, I could not find it. However, I did find this one here. It's called Sakura Swirl. Now, this album here, actually only track 2, Every Single Child, sounds like a real shoegaze type song. And the third track, Icicles, is also pretty close. It's there. But the rest of the album doesn't strike me as being what I think of when I think of shoegaze. However, the Drop Your Vivid Colors is much more that kind of a thing. And on the back, we can see they actually have several albums out which are older than this one. And I've checked out some of the tracks, and yeah, it seems that they had more of shoegaze beginning, and then from around here they started to wander away from the shoegaze aspect. And their most recent last couple of albums, I checked them out, and it's different. It's not what I would consider shoegaze at all. They're moving on into some, I don't know, kind of more new progressive territory maybe. So anyway, that's Luminous Orange. So with these 2 albums here, I actually have 2 of the albums that came recommended in that video. I'm going to put the link to that video down below too in case you want to check it out. And just a couple of other newer bands that I've been checking out here. So this is one called Shinda Boku no Kanojo, which is in English, My Dead Girlfriend. Yep, that's the name of the band. So here's another one too. This was an EP of theirs that I was able to get for not only a reasonable price, but free shipping. So how could I resist? Yeah, anyway, so it's still in the wrap. Got to get that in the computer. And one other one here, I talked about this in a recent video. This is a band called 17歳と Berlin no Kabe, which is 17 years old, and Berlin Wall, and this is their EP Abstract, which I find I'm really liking this one here. And then also their very first one, Aspect. I thought this was going to be a difficult one to get and very expensive, but someone was selling it on a flea market where I actually had some money on my account there. So, and there was some kind of 10% off deal as well. So I ended up getting that one as well. Anyway, and yeah, so what have we got here? 17歳とベルリンの壁 and 死んだ僕の彼女 and Luminous Orange. I think there is no Japanese version of the name. Tokyo Shoegazer. Yeah, so I'm going to put links to videos of each of these groups as well. I'm going to put some links to some other Japanese shoegaze groups that I've been checking out. Some of them actually don't have any physical releases right now. It's all download, and I don't know, but I like some of their songs here, so I'll put a list of that stuff there for you to check out. So anyway, that's it. That's for today's video. We're done. Thank you for watching. See you in another one soon. Bye.